going to skip everything that I don't feel like you need to know right now. If you decide you like cutting, then we have a chat that meets once a month on Zoom for people who have, like Mark, who's been cutting for 30 years almost, and people who have been cutting for months or days.
And it's a lot of fun. It's really quite social.
Yeah, we get off track.
We talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, what's the weather in Washington? What's the weather in Alabama? How do you do this? So we're going to skip everything you don't need to know, and you can pick that up there if you want to continue. If you decide you love it and you want to buy a saw and take it home with you, that one is for sale. For a stupid good price that if I was driving, I would take it just so I would have a fourth saw. Parts of the saw.
What's the good price?
$150.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Somebody's got it.
Who's selling?
I ended up renting a car.
Yes, you are driving.
Hey, Melinda gave me a ride. If she sells her puzzles, she might have room.
Yeah, so it's June Blumenthal. She's going to have a t-shirt that's got something written on it. And she's got long black hair. So, this is the table. The upper arm, lower arm. These are it depends on the saw, but these are the blade clamps here and down below. Don't change the blade. If the blade breaks, which it probably will, ask somebody. Okay, because that's something you can learn, and it's easy to break a blade as you're trying to change it. Every saw is different in terms of where the tension level is. On the DeWalt, it's here. On the Jet, it's in the back. Pegasus is right there. Speed knob is, well, this is the tension on the DeWalt. This is the speed on the DeWalt. If you are having trouble controlling what you're doing, slow it down. You're going to want to cut pretty much on 0 because you're learning. If you are cutting and you're like, oh shit, what do I do? You just stop. You don't have to keep pushing it. You can just quit and stop and think and breathe. You can even like pull it back a little bit and it'll just sit there. One thing, so let me grab a scrap. All of the scraps for practice are over here, so you'll start with a piece of wood from there. If you scoot over here, I want to show you something. So, this, if you're cutting, you push it into it, and you know how when you're cutting in the kitchen with a good knife, you're supposed to let the knife do the work? You're not supposed to like work really hard at it because you're more likely to cut yourself or screw over if you're cutting. So let the blade do the work. Just push it gently into the blade, but you have to hold it down because if you don't put enough pressure downward, it will do this. If it does that, which it will, you just stop.
You'll scream once.
You know, so you're like this, and it stops, just stop. Or just hit the button, okay? The button that turns it off is really big on any piece of equipment, so you will find it. To make so this is my blade. See my blade? If you're cutting and you want to make a right-hand turn, you're cutting, you stop. Okay? You don't have to turn off the saw, although you can, because these blades are so small, they actually, if you see, they can turn inside that spot and then come this way. Okay? So you can just stop what you're doing and turn it completely. So like right here, I mean stop. I'm not pushing forward anymore. I'm letting it pivot on the back of the blade. And then I'm turning straight. Okay? So when I'm cutting and I'm turning, you see the back of the blade here? Can you all see that? The back part of the blade is pushing against this part of the wood. So it's pivoting that way. And then you go this way. Okay? Hey June. If you want the saw, talk to June. See, I told you, you should have a black shirt on with words on it. What else are in my notes? The saw will not cut perfectly straight. No saw is perfect. So you are constantly adjusting, okay, where you want the line to go. If you put a ruler down and try to follow it, it's not going to work. Just kind of do this the whole time to get it where you want it to be. If you need it to go faster, which I really doubt you will, you increase the speed, you don't push it harder. If your fingers hurt, if you can see the bites of your fingernails, you need to change the blade or speed up the saw. Does that make sense? Perfect things like circles are hard. Perfect straight lines are hard. You think they're easy? They're not. The other thing is if you want to, puzzles tend to be push fit or interconnecting. Push fit are easier to cut. Interconnecting are harder, but that's what we're used to. If you want to make interconnecting pieces, you want to make sure that the connectors, the knobs, you want them to be like geeks. So you want them to have a really big head and you do not want football player linemen as your connectors, where their neck is as big as their head. That's not a good connector. So we're going for geeks, okay? If you want to make your pieces connect, let me cut this and then I'll cut everybody who is in the class come closer and I'll show you. So I'm cutting one piece. Now, when I cut a puzzle, and this is for any puzzle that I'm cutting, I take it out, I set it to the side, okay? And I assemble the puzzle as I'm cutting. So that way I know what's happening, I can see where I need to connect. The other thing to do to make sure the puzzle interconnects is when I start the next piece, I'm going to start it here so that I'm grabbing this knob. So if I started it over here, I might not get it connected. You see? So the next piece starts here.
You make that look so easy.
These pieces are huge for me. Now, Christine, where would I start the next piece? Over here? Yeah, right in there. Unless I decided to start going that way, then I would start here. But it's easier to just keep going one direction all the way around. And if you cut all of the edges and make sure all of the edges connect to the piece before, then, what happens in the middle is a little more flexible. If you get 2 to 3 knobs on each piece, you're doing amazing at this point. You will have parts that get cut off by accident. You will have parts that have really, really, really anemic, skinny, deep necks. You will have parts that have football player necks. It will happen. This is your first one you've cut before.
Yeah.
But,
I got 8 pieces.
okay, who has cut before? You've cut,
I cut one puzzle 2 years ago.
okay. So, if you've cut before,
Yes.
it's fabulous. It's so addictive.
It's a little 10-piece.
There's somebody in the exchange.
Really simple. I mean, that was really satisfying, I'll just tell you. Not try and do that. And just say, okay, I'm gonna do big pieces the first time around, but make them equal. So you're working on a scale of manageable.
Right, I
And
mean,
you're doing
you
the
could,
same kind of thing, but the pieces are,
Well, and you
the
could-
pieces are this big rather than this big.
do it as a child's puzzle. Just get it in your brain. I'm doing this for a kid. There's somebody in the exchange this year who had not touched a saw, who had not really touched anything other than an electric drill until the last Parley. and now she's in the exchange. So, yeah, it's fabulous, it is addictive. Yeah. And so, what if, that's really all I need to tell you. You start with a piece of scrap. Once you're comfortable, you get a blank from over here. I'm going to pair you up on the saws, and while one person is cutting, the other person can choose their length. Are you going to the tour at the Strong?
Yes.
Okay.
I am, and I'm not, I gave my place to someone, because Chris said there was a waiting list, so I'm just here to observe, I don't need a saw.
You don't need a saw.
I don't need a
Okay.
saw.
So if you're going to the Strong, I want you to start cutting first, because you've got to leave first, okay? You're supposed to leave at 12:45.
Not
2:45. I'm glad you know what you're doing.
We're supposed to leave here at 2:45 to get to the Strong.
Yes, you have a meeting in the lobby at 2:45.
Is there transport?
No,
No,
we're
well,
And it's like it's your
Oh.
shoes.
Yeah, I've got a bad list.
So if you're going to the Strong, you start cutting first as routine, okay? So strong people spread out so that you're not.
I need a non-strong person.
Right. Okay, so she's, okay, we need somebody who's not going to the Strong. Okay. Two strong people. Okay. Do you need a saw? Take a saw. You're going to the Strong. Okay. This one is fine.
All right, we're ready. All right, we're gonna start with scrap.
I'm gonna try, I'm still gonna try. That's fine.
Are you?
Like scratch.
So have you ever worked with a saw?
I have not. Right? So I firmly hold my piece.
They're going to be holding it down. The same kind of always holding it up and always down what it is. And then if you want to go to the lobby, you just make the person rock.
Okay.
And then the next time,
And that looks like that was supposed to be practiced. And then this is how you turn it on. And is it going? Oh, that's good. Slow. They said beginner stuff. Yeah, during Washington. It's not like working with fabric.
First time cutting? I gave it to,
Yay!
Very first project.
Yay, Dave!
right now you should just be moving around getting it.
Okay, one thing I was explaining is that even though these are because you've got several, they actually hold together better than one thing. And so that's something that nervous system does in their puzzles. They don't have big heads, they don't have a bunch of little typical kind of things that actually hold together. So, yeah. So,
What speed is it I have this on?
oh, you got it live.
The speed's up here. Oh, we were. What
This
is
is
this?
the tension. It's stop like that.
Okay.
Different approach. A little bit.
I mean, it was a selfish. What is the selfish move? Because somebody else discovered that you made it or
And I'll just blow off. Certain images, you're handling the edges. But by saying, Fairly easy to pick up. Just temporarily tighten it up, tightly. Down, attach the bottom. Same concept. Unloosen it, and then slide it in any 2 minutes.
Try a weight. Remember to make one I don't think my weight is going to be very
Also, like way off center on the. I mean, I guess just changing the set screw will fix that a little bit. But
the lights, like a very similar light for mine. Something like $10 magnetic. Great. Rather than get some official attachment.
yeah, that you pay like 10 times the price for. Yeah, I guess I'll be.
It gotta be one of yours. You might have dropped some cash. It's a blessing. That's how you see it. Oh, I was just going to say, it's a blessing. That's what it is. I heard it.
It's just ready to.
I messaged Jess that it was ready to move, and she said thank you.
Okay, do you want to put it, take it to a car or a
She just said thank you, I don't know.
or a car, then we get whatever.
I'm not gonna like take it away just to, you know what I mean?
Got it.
Thanks for not making me do that.
Alright, you want that?
Thanks. My confused.
Slow's coming through.